What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on my channel. And today we have a very special guest to do a very special list. Now this bloke has been sitting on this list for about as long as Ken Hinckley's contract extension. Theo Gogolis. How are you, my friend?
Not bad, mate. Good to be back.
Welcome back to the channel. You were last here for our, I think it was A grade and B grade for the best ever AFL sides.
Yeah, changed now.
That definitely has. So we'll have to revisit that very soon. It took me about 8 months to edit that B grade one, so we'll get there.
That's right. We've got 8 months ahead.
We've got 8 months to do it again. But today, you've come up with a list. It's the top 20 match-winning goals for Port Adelaide in the AFL. Now, we're celebrating 25 years of Port Adelaide being in the AFL this year. And I thought, what a better way to get one of the gurus, of the Port Adelaide fandom to produce a list. You've had this list for ages. Tell us, before we get to the 22-1, tell us the process. What were your thoughts behind this?
Sure. Well, firstly, you're too kind, because I didn't come up with a list on my own. I went through every game we've ever played, and I wrote down all the match-winning goals that Port Adelaide have ever had. So the criteria essentially is a goal that has put Port Adelaide in front. After that, they can be behind. So, for example, if we're 3 points down, Port kick a goal, 3 points up, then either side kicks it behind, that's fine. If we kick a winning goal with 1 minute left, but then we go on and get another goal, that doesn't count because it wasn't a winning goal. And then we win by over the 6 points. But we did put the list together, and we made sure that we agreed on the order of how great these were, which obviously took a little bit of time, but it was a lot of fun.
If we came up with the idea halfway through that we should actually record what we were doing in our thought process, but we didn't because we're not that professional yet.
Or clever.
Or clever. No, we were too indulged in this list. But let's kick it off. Comment along as you go and let us know what your thoughts are through the 20 to 11 and also 10 to 1, because it gets pretty brutal once you get down to that last 10 or so. But starting with number 20, Theo, who do we have?
So we start with Jasper Pittard. Round 17 versus St Kilda in 2013. So this one kicks us off. Still a winning goal. Not quite as exciting as some of the other entrants we've seen, but he won a free kick, about 50 odd metres out from goal, and then got a 50-metre penalty to the goal line. There was still, I forget exactly, but I think about 5 or 6 minutes left in the game, so obviously it takes away that bit of tension when it's not right at the end, I suppose, but a winning goal nonetheless.
Yeah. And that was also the game Justin Westhoff was taking everything under the sun when it came to being up forward or down back. So, not the greatest of winning goals, but I think there's only been 20.
That's right. 20
exactly. So we came up with a 20 list for the reason. And Jasper Pittard is, I think, to all Port fans, sitting dead last anyway. So,
brutal.
Well done, Jasper, at 20. Number 19.
Daniel Motlop against Melbourne in 2007. Now, this was the only one on the list that we couldn't find any evidence of. Apparently, it never happened.
But this is apparently one of the better goals because it happened in the last couple of minutes of the game. And it was a very low-scoring game the whole day. There was not, I don't think, any more than 2 or 3 goals that separated these two teams.
Throughout the whole contest, yeah.
And there's not one bit of footage to find it. So we're a bit stumped, but it's still better than Jasper Pittard. But
we won by 6 points in the end, I think, maybe 5
points.
And it was 1 goal, 5 apiece in the last quarter. So with Motlop kicking a goal that put us 5 points up with about 2 minutes left from all the research we could find. None of us could exactly remember it, but it did happen. We swear it did happen. If someone remembers exactly how it went down, please let us know in the comments.
Send me a cheeky DM because I'm still not sure. I don't remember the game. Round 18, Theo. This one just recently, but still a pretty special one.
Mm-hmm. Very special, I think. And it's the first one of a few we'll see from this boy. So, Robbie Gray, round 23 against the Western Bulldogs in 2021. This was again, another Robbie Gray masterclass. He always seems to turn it on when we need it the most. So, another fantastic goal, another fantastic performance. The guy is just one of a few players we still have right now who are like a fine wine, just get better and better with age.
And as well, you know, the build-up, Ollie Wines kicking that perfect banana. He's never kicked a perfect drop punt in his life, but he's kicked a perfect banana from 50. Bokey, my man, with a set shot, which I've never seen him kick a big bender like he did.
Exactly.
And then, yeah, Robbie Gray's. We were streaming, people that would remember that we were streaming that night, and I lost me marbles. I lost me marbles. A lot of You won't remember this one, but number 17, Theo.
Peter Burgoyne in round 5 of 1997, so our first year in the AFL against Brisbane. There were only seconds left when he came up with a winning goal against the team that would obviously be our biggest rivals on the field for the next 7-8 years, whatever it was exactly, and then obviously culminating in the premiership win. But a really great introduction, I think, to a player who was fantastic overall for us, and often actually played a part in a lot of late last gasp wins for the Power. Yeah.
Well, he was one of those. Well, I was just about to say before Robbie, he's probably almost one of the more clutch players we had.
Yeah, absolutely.
Silky smooth, runs in the Burgoyne family, and this one will go back to more recent times, and he kicked a winning goal against the Crows. That was, well, not a winning goal, but it was one of the better goals you've ever seen, one of the weirdest. But he played a part earlier that year against West Coast, number 16, Theo.
Angus Monfries. West Coast round 5, 2013. So this was a great one because of the circumstances surrounding the build-up, I suppose. Being 40 points down against West Coast and really being absolutely out of sight, as you would be 40 points down. But then a Port team sort of inspired by a young Jake Mead and a couple of others really stood up. And this goal would actually probably be even higher on the list if maybe it happened a little bit later and Monfries kicks a winning goal from 40 points down with 30 seconds left or with a minute left. But the fact that there were still 6.5 minutes left probably detracts that little bit of the sort of the excitement. But overall, a really good game to win. Like who would have thought that was coming? So
Kane Corn's 250th as well.
That's the other thing, yeah.
Kane Corn's 250th, and that was a resurgence in the early period of Cam Hinkley's era, which was back in the time a lot of people actually loved Cam Hinkley.
And fitting that Kane had the ball in his hand. So
on the siren.
Let's have a look at that one now.
And Mead. Oh! Open space. Little man. Oh, boy, is that goes. Can he finish it? A couple of bounces. The crowd's on their feet. Can he find Robbie Gray? Puts it inside 50. Gray, a sidestep. Hands it over. Angus Monfries. Listen to the roar. They came from 41 points down, Port Adelaide. If you didn't believe before, you've got to believe now.
Kane's got the ball at his 250th with the ball in his hand.
Number 15, beautiful goal by Angus Monfries. That was one of the best games I've been to, by the way. I don't know if you were there, but...
I wasn't, no.
No, you weren't?
No.
Really?
Oh, you want to rob that?
One of the best games I think I've witnessed live.
Yeah.
Just the 26,000 Port fans, unreal. But 15, a lot of you, I wasn't actually at this one, but Jay Schultz.
I was, there you go.
Yeah, I see. Rub it in. Number 15 against Melbourne, 2014.
Yeah.
Tell us about that one.
Another fantastic one. Another, again, similar to Kane Corns' 300th in the game just before. This one was Dom Cassisi's final game. And it almost actually came down to Dom Cassisi where he had a shot to goal to put us in front. It wasn't quite to be.
Hit the post or bounced away or something?
Did
something. I can't remember, but it bounced or hit the post. It was from 50, so he probably surprised himself.
It was a tough kick, and I remember Hutto, of course, with his commentary just bringing it home, and it was like it was written in the stars, but somehow, the goal didn't go in. But then, of course, it sort of paved the way for Jay Schultz to become the hero after a not fantastic performance from Port, and then Schultz ended up just, as he always seemed to do, just kicking beautiful goals. That guy's technique was just unparalleled. So, a great goal to win us another awesome game.
That was round 18. We were in the patchy period of that year.
Yeah. Before
we resurged back into finals, and we know what happened. 14. This one again, back to more recent, and Mr. Clutch played a part.
So Robbie Gray to put Port back in front with just over 4 remaining. That's pretty good. That's damn good.
Jeez. Robbie Gray, round 4 against Richmond, and I'm sure everyone will really remember this one. We were both there, I believe. Yep.
Yes.
That was a great game against a team like Richmond, who have been so dominant over the past few years, and to see Robbie kick the goal from that spot that he always just seems to kick goals from when it matters most, unbelievable. In front of a pretty packed out
That was 75% capacity.
Was it 75%?
At
Yeah,
that time,
but it was.
yeah.
I think. I mean, it was full to the capacity.
Pretty much,
that
yeah.
they had set, and it sounded like it was absolutely full.
You
so.
could put 10 Port fans in a crowd, and we'd be louder than 100 others of someone else.
Agreed.
And that was sensational. And that was one of the. And I think what was that? That was Friday. That was a Friday night game too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So packed house Friday night. Hamish Hartlett kicked that bomb from 65.
After a couple of shocking mistakes beforehand, but he redeemed himself with that great effort afterwards. And I think that probably galvanised the team a little bit when they needed it. So.
Yeah, that was, and obviously everyone will remember Dersma and Butters. They were all injured. And, yeah, good night that one. We move on to number 13. One of your personal favourite players.
Yeah, one of my absolute favourites. Yeah,
this was in 2003, Theo. Your prime.
First season of the man, Byron Pickett. One of my absolute favourites. Round 18 against Hawthorn. As I said, so it was his first season at the club. He'd already sort of, I think, endeared himself to Port Adelaide fans really, really well. And then that obviously only ever gets helped when you kick a winning goal. So last gasp kick inside 50 with only seconds left. Brendan Lade dishes out a handball and he finishes around the corner expertly. So a wonderful, wonderful game, or end to the game there from one of my absolute favourites, Byron.
Hawks knock it down, but Carr steals it. Wonderful tackle by Green. Hawthorn with numbers. Tallis handball stolen by Pickett. Off to the races. Hand pass over the top. Lade, can he get it back to Pickett? Byron to put Port in front. He's kicked the goal, and the Power are back on top.
Number 12. We'll move straight along. This one, I don't know. We took a lot of discussion into this one because the scenario is after the siren. It's an unreal kick. It's an unlikely hero.
Yep.
But it's number 12.
Mm-hmm. It just tells you that we've got some pretty good ones.
There's pretty good ones to come.
I felt a bit dirty having this solo.
I know. I had to wash myself.
Because to some people, you'd think that a goal after the siren has to be right up there, absolute highest tier. And I suppose in some capacity, if all we were doing was picking the latest goals, then obviously it would be right up there with the few that we've had after the siren. But you take the timing, the type of goal, the quality of goal, the emotion, the game itself, the time of year as well. So all these different things come into it, and somehow we've got a guy who's kicked the goal after the siren at the SCG in 12th spot. And that's Gerald Poulton in round 15 in 2002.
And that was against the Sydney side who weren't in the greatest of nick either, but they were at home, gave us a run for our money, and Gerald Poulton.
It has been,
and you feel for the kid.
You really do. A monumental season for this kind of climax.
You'd love to be there, wouldn't you?
You'd love to. This is what you dream of.
Step up on the plate, Dermot.
Every kid in the backyard with the big trees lined up with the footy before Mum calls you in for dinner. The shot for goal after the siren to win it. Gerald Poulton, your time has come. Drop punt. Your time has come. What a win!
Dwayne Russell was commentating that day.
Yes.
Every kid dreams just before they go inside after the mum calls them in for dinner.
The shot for goal after the siren to win it. Gerald Poulton, your time has come.
Your time has come. Number 11, one of my personal favourites. Megahead. Megahead. I love him. He's one of the greats.
We do love him.
2007.
2007, round 20, Brett Egan. Hawthorn at it was in Tasmania, wasn't it? Yeah. So 2 goals down, essentially, with a minute left. Someone kicked a goal before him. I can't quite remember.
It was Mop.
I think yes,
Daniel
that's
Mop.
right. It was Daniel Mop took the mark. Yep. Kicked it from right in front, and then the kick from Chaplin was a stinker.
Real defender tumble punt type stuff. That was.
Reminded me of
That's definitely
Anthony Elisiano.
That's me coming out of the halfback flank, just go long and wide, mate. Long and wide. And instead, he's gone long and wide inside 50.
Yeah, so he's just popped it up about after 13 seconds of hang time, and then somehow Brady takes the mark in the goal square, or just outside the goal square, I should say, and goes back and slots a beautiful drop punt with, by the end of it, only 2 seconds left, I think, when he kicked the goal. So.
Peter Burgoyne Hands over the top. Chaplin from 50. Long. It's very long. To the goal line. And the mark to Ebert. He can either win the game or level the scores. And he has not kicked a goal this afternoon. He's kicked 2 behinds. Seven seconds left for the victory. It's there.
Tell us a story about where you were, because I love this story.
I was in Greece at the time with my family, and I would have been, let's see, I was 12 years old.
35.
Yeah. Yeah, I was 12 years old, and back then you had to pay a certain amount of money for text messages to receive the score. And Dad and I were so frantically checking it. I think by the end we had spent $30 or $40 just checking the score for that one game, if not more, to be honest. But let's say 30 to 40, something like that. Yeah. And then when the final text came through that we'd won, it was unbelievable scenes. Yeah.
Unreal. I love that story. So that's 20 to 11. 10 to 1 is coming. But guess what? I'm grabbing your attention because I'm going 2 parts. So, Theo, thank you for doing 20 to 11. We're about to go do 10 to 1. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you for the next video of the greatest winning goals for Port Adelaide.